And we're here. Hey, it's Mitch, it's Mike, it's Mitch and Mike's voiceover journey. And with us today, we have our roommate extraordinaire, our best friend in the world, the big spoon to my little spoon. It's the only person I will allow that I will say that about. We got Derek States in the house. And today, we're going to talk about a little bit of voiceover Atlanta, VO Atlanta, which we got back from, 3 weeks ago?
Has it been that long?
Or is it 2 weeks ago?
I don't know. Like so long ago.
It feels like, it feels like we should have recorded this a long time ago, especially because by the time this airs, it'll be a week and a half from now, and then people will be like, it's closer to one voice than it was to VOA. What do you... But
they will listen.
Yes, because they
listen
have to.
To me!
And force them if they don't want to. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're going to boost this one out of all the ones that we've never paid to boost.
Yeah.
We're going to push this
is the
in
one.
your
This
feed.
is the one that'll catapult us.
Oh, man.
It's already starting out so well, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
You know?
I have to say, Mike, you make a great little spoon.
Thanks, big brother.
I did not witness
That's because I'm so squishy and I'm
maybe
nice
there's a story
to.
that we're going to hear later because I don't remember any of this.
You were busy.
There are
being
stories
sick.
that you'll hear later about what that room looked like, but they won't be about us, Mitch.
So there have been some posts of VOA. We've all, I believe, posted our photos of VOA. So anyone who follows us, go check those out while you're listening to this so you can kind of have some visuals, right?
Yeah. And if you're not friends with us and you can't see them, well, you know what? Find us on the Facebook, on the Instagram, on the LinkedIn, and befriend us so that you can see those things.
Yeah.
And live our lives with us.
And if you're not friends with Derek yet on any of those things, Derek States, dude, I'm so glad you're back. And this is an awesome reason to do it because you are one of our best friends. I'm going to speak for Mike as well. I don't think he was kidding when he said that. And
we wouldn't room with you otherwise.
That's true. Because the first time I was like, I don't really actually know this guy. I was like,
and then
like twice.
Yeah. And then one voice came around, and I'm like, I need a roommate. And Mitch is like, well, Derek's going. And so I ended up rooming with Derek, and I had known him a little bit, but not a lot. And then, So now we got to go to VOA, and we're all just like great pals, and we had a blast.
Can I real quick have Derek update on his life? Because this, unfortunately, eventually we'll have Derek episode, but I would love just a mini... or long, whenever the heck it's our podcast. This could be 2 hours long.
New records.
Are there any updates you want to tell us since last time, or anything exciting coming down the pipeline, or how you're feeling about VO lately? Anything at all?
2 fun updates.
Yes.
While I'm here, I think you guys know, but just to share, at the end of last year, I did a fun presentation to 2 different middle school classes for like career and college prep readiness kind of stuff about voice acting and kind of in general. And it went a whole lot better than I expected.
Middle schoolers can be a rough audience.
Yeah. The teacher told me afterwards it's the first time they've had someone present where the kids were just quiet the whole time. So apparently I held their attention.
What do you think you did differently than someone else? Do you think it was the subject matter, or are you just that good at public speaking?
Probably not. I think it's just different enough. I had a kid come up and read a short piece of commercial copy and like gave him some directions. So I got a little bit of interaction. I played some videos at the front showing different genres of voiceover. So I tried to make it interesting and try to find the balance of not going too in-depth. It's not like they were high schoolers or college students. I couldn't get in the weeds, but I couldn't make it super basic, like for grade schoolers, where it's all just fun, happy voices. No.
I'm sure I would have felt the same way, like, finally, like, it's not just science class. Or
it's not like a doctor. It's not, we've heard all the policemen. We've heard voiceover actor. Did they all ask you, do you do cartoons, or what have you been in, and all of that?
The 7th graders especially.
Because I get that question from adults. Let's be honest.
I even before I presented, I was hanging out with the class for like 20 minutes or something. And anyone I talked to, I tried to tell them it's acting. I sound like me in basically everything I do. It's not just funny character voices. But I still got the, hey, can you do a funny voice? I was like, that's not what it is.
Well.
But yes, and I did a Gollum thing, and the kid got super happy.
That's good. I'm glad you can just turn it on like that. When I'm put on the spot by a child, no less, I'm like, I don't know how to do any voices.
Yeah.
So I went for a very specific one.
That makes sense, yeah. And I have some go-tos now, luckily. That was update 1.
What's
Yes.
update
That's
2?
awesome, by the way. I commend you for that. You went into the depths of hell, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And
I
you
wasn't
made it out.
expecting to run out the clock in the 45-minute class. So I did a lot of prep, spent a lot of time, but I'm glad it worked. The second one is that once I'm not sick and I can actually record and do wild stuff again, I should be finishing up my creature demo.
Ooh.
And that'll be out in the world.
Who are you making that with?
Sebastian Croteau, Monster Factory.
Who we've had on the show.
No.
Yeah.
Go back and
Super
watch.
cool dude. Met him at VOA last year. But I met with him last week and sent him over my initial run through of the whole demo, which is a lot longer than normal demos. And he had a few little points to change and tweaks and stuff, but for the most part, it was all good. So I'm super stoked about that. And once I'm not coughing, I'm going to do some weird orc and zombie noises again and call it good.
Amazing.
Have you followed some of the stuff that he helps cast or like from his group? Are you part of the monster group or whatever yet? Or I don't know how that works.
I'm hoping I'll be one of the cool kids once I have a demo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to assume anything.
It's just wild to see like, they got, in this video game everybody plays or whatever. Like, I was like, oh, okay. This is one of those groups, kind of like the Mic Droppers, that moves as in unison and gathers up all the delicious, tasty jobs.
Well, yeah, his company is specifically for that kind of work, basically.
Right.
So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon.
Well, it's very cool. Can't wait to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, that's my friend Derek making guttural death noises.
You just shot him in the head and blood went everywhere, and it was
Yeah.
And it
But
was
he's still
great.
coming at you because he's a zombie.
Right, yeah, that's his best zombie. Hurrah.
Rah.
I'm so scary.
Yeah, we're going to teach you how to
Sissy
be
zombie.
scary.
Rah.
I love that.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
So, shall we recap the voiceover VO Atlanta?
Please. I do feel like you guys had a more robust experience, so I wouldn't mind sitting back a little bit and letting you guys play, and then I'll tell the little twinkle and
All right.
biddles of my story. But
Well, I think, Derek, you arrived the Wednesday, right?
Yeah. Wednesday.
Okay. Well, I wasn't there till
afternoon.
Thursday morning. So I mean, I know that the conference hadn't started, but did you have any cool hangs or anything happen Wednesday night?
Trying to think of who showed up. I know Mike Cunningham was there. So I hung out with him and a handful of other people around the bar, basically. Yeah. Nothing
what happens
like
at the
1,000
VOA
people.
bar? Not everyone knows what that means.
Yeah.
What
Well,
what
I
do
will
you
say,
do there other than drink?
Well, I don't drink, but I watch everyone else have fun.
it's a way to do it.
I mean, that's where the good stuff happens. For anyone that hasn't gone to a conference, I mean, you guys know, but it's all about the personal one-on-one conversations you have. Meeting tons of great people, having honest conversations, just having a good time and making actual connections.
Did you get any down lows or anything? Any like sneak peeks of what's coming from AI or like what certain casting directors are looking for, or, who hates who. Don't tell us that. You can leave that.
I learned one thing, and that was not to take pictures at an up angle of people.
I feel like
Did you learn that the hard way?
I did.
Did someone smack your phone out of your hand because you took an upshot?
Not quite that. It was their phone, luckily. But yeah, I took a group photo of people, took like 8 of them up front in different angles and whatever, took some from up above, and then someone made a comment like, oh, don't take the down shot or the up shot. So I took one at the end, and then they saw it on their phone, or someone else saw it on their phone.
And everybody looked like this.
Yeah.
Right. Which is hilarious to me.
What's up your nose?
Yeah.
You can do that to me.
It was
by the
a
way.
joke picture.
Yeah, sure.
There was just someone that wasn't super happy about it. I don't know how many drinks in there were. It wasn't a big thing, but it was like, oh,
wow,
that was unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still a good time.
We live and we learn.
Yes.
In a group setting.
That little mental note next time I run into that person and I'm taking a picture.
That's it for Wednesday.
Go really low and really tick them off.
Yeah. Nothing was open. They didn't even open the conference area until Thursday.
And you slept on the floor in there?
No. Since I couldn't get get the room extended for a reasonable price, I bunked with our other buddy, Jim Frank. Slept on his couch for the night.
So nice.
And it was an
Jim.
extra long couch, right?
Mm-hmm. Man, I wish. You know how good it is when I find a couch in a hotel that actually fits my 6-foot body without like a leg hanging off?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't the worst, but it was free, so I'll deal with it.
There you go.
Okay. So Thursday's good.
Well, then Thursday happened.
Hit us with Thursday.
And then Mike got here early.
Yeah, so I hit the airport. Yeah, I woke up at, I remember it was 3 a.m. or 3:30 to catch I think I woke up at 3:30 to catch a 6:10 flight out of Dallas. Thankfully, it was not late, but that meant I landed in Atlanta, was able to get over. I dropped my bags at the hotel we were staying at and waltzed over to the Hilton, and there was Derek, and there were a few other people. But I got there in time because I had noticed like a few weeks earlier before the conference, I happened to be on Facebook or whatever, and VOA had literally like 20 minutes earlier just posted that Rob Paulson opened up a third X session, this one for Thursday, 12. And my immediate thought was, if Derek's not in it, I need to let Derek know, because Derek, if you remember his story from the very first time we had him on over a year ago, Rob Paulson is one of the reasons he got into voice acting. So I'm like, Derek needs to be in this. So I shot him a note and said it's been posted. And then I sat there for another 5 minutes and looked at it. Clickety, clickety, click. And I impulsively got in on that X session. Derek did not. He had decided he already had 12 X sessions, and so he was not going to do anymore.
Well, and that was before I was able to get my flight changed.
That too. Because originally you were going to show up later on Thursday.
Yeah, and then the airline just offered like, hey, you want to change your flight date for free? Well,
nice.
How'd you know?
But yeah, so I got to sit in and have a nice intimate session with Rob Paulson. Did he talk a lot about VO, coaching? Did we work out for him? No. Really, it was just a fanboy moment to be able to sit in a room with a guy who's prolific in the industry. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles twice with 2 different characters, Animaniacs, Jimmy Neutron. Just he's done all these iconic characters, and to hear his anecdotes. And he told us, like, he had his spiel. And then he opened it up for questions, and he said, "For every question you have, I'm going to have more anecdotes." And sure enough, that's the way it worked. Somebody would ask something, and he would say, well, there was this time that this happened with, this person. And then there was this time, and then he'd go on and he'd have like 5 stories to go along with that question. And it was just a lot of fun. He was a genuine guy. He was very friendly, very funny. I will say that he was our keynote speaker, and probably about 65% of what he set up on that stage, I paid to hear in the X session that happened previously to that. But I got 3 hours as opposed to a 20-minute, opening. So, I got a lot more.
20-minute
pictures
opening,
with them.
Mike.
Well, how long did he speak?
3 hours. I don't know. It was
No.
long...
At doing the keynote speech. How long was his keynote speech? Maybe a half an hour?
I think
maybe
they waved the lights at him. What are we talking about?
I'm just saying I got to sit in a room with him for 3 hours, so I heard a lot more than what everybody else heard.
I know,
but still, a lot of what he said on stage, I had already heard. A lot of his stories and his spiel, if you will. But that was fun. And then I had done 2 X sessions, and they were both on Thursday. So the second one was with a casting director named Tyler Chapman. And I had a great time. I will say that I tried to get into, when they posted the X sessions and they went live, I tried to get into Tina Marasco's because that's where everybody wanted to be. I could not figure out how to book an X session on the website. And by the time I did, which was maybe 15, 20 minutes after, her class was already booked up. So I called an audible and booked Tyler's, and I got to say I wasn't disappointed. Tyler was great. He was a very fun guy. Had a lot of good, just good things to say to everybody who worked out for him. It wasn't just fluff. He was really trying to work with people and pull the best out of them. But I will say, 2 friends were in that class. I sat with our good friend who's already been mentioned, Mike Cunningham, and I met Chloe Elmore, who was sitting with him as well. And it was fun because she got up, and I knew of her but didn't know her, and she's just the sweetest, most just fun, New Zealander with the, just you can listen to her talk for days. She got up and she did this character and just immediately dropped into this flawless American accent and
yeah, it's crazy.
Acted it out. And her character was very angst driven. I mean, it was, there was a lot of, she had a lot going on. And then the character that I did, which I got up after, not right after her, but a couple people after her, my character was the person that wanted to be that character's love interest, but was very much like a yes man and very, had his own quirks and idiosyncrasies, and one of which was fawning over her, and she didn't reciprocate. But I had a line that went directly towards that character, and so I just chose to grab the podium, turn it directly towards her, and go straight in front of her. And I did my line to her, and she cracked up, and everybody else enjoyed it too. So it was a lot of fun. I got a lot of good notes from Tyler. I really appreciated his feedback, and so I felt like it was money well spent because it just, I was able to play around and get some good notes, and felt like I did well. Came back down, and Mike was like, dude, giving me fist knocks and everything. I don't think he'd seen that level out of me before. So
very nice.
I watched it. I think Derek might have watched it. I was impressed. Classic Mike. I mean, I've seen this Mike. We play a lot together. Mm-hmm. I've seen you bring it, but it was definitely a very fun. Kudos to being able to do that in a room full of high-class actors.
Yeah, well, and I will say, I have no problem being on the podcast, being in a room. I have no problem acting with someone one-on-one. I have no problem doing what I did later on, which was the audio drama, which we'll talk about. Getting up on stage in front of 800 people and looking out into the audience. No problem with that. You put me in a room with 12 other people that are my peers and tell me to read something, my leg was my knee, I could not get it to stop. And it's like I didn't feel nervous at all until I stood up and walked up there. And for some reason, I got there. But Tyler had said couldn't perceive it, Mike even said, I had no idea you were nervous. Nobody knew. I only knew. And I even emailed with Tyler after the fact, and he even brought that up and said, I know you said you felt nervous. He said, but I couldn't see it. It was so.
Is that
Nice.
is that like nerve shaking, or is that part of Tourette's? Is that like
No, it's
lean into
nerve shaking.
Tourette?
I mean, I
Okay.
did all the the same things I always do with the mouth and the shoulders and everything, and that's just part of it. But the nerve thing was just that that true nervousness in the back of my head. In
Yeah.
the front of my head, I'm like, I got this. This is no problem. But in the back of my head, I'm like, here we go. And so it was it threw me for a loop at first when I got up there, but then as soon as I kind of took a breath and went in, I it went out of my mind, but my leg was still definitely going for most of it.
It's funny how that works. We could be completely fine doing all the performances, totally comfortable thinking about it, doing it, but there's just one thing that sticks with us and still makes us nervous. It's like, for me, it's always the build up to it. Like when I was doing improv, we'd be behind this curtain before we'd actually go up, and that's when I'd be nervous. Once I'm actually there, I'm fine. Or in a
'Cause you're in it.
workout on Zoom or something. Before I go, I can just feel my heart getting tight and my chest getting tight, and it's nerves are building. And then once I'm going, it's all good.
Does that
Yeah.
go away the more you practice with people, or do you find that every time, no matter what, you're nervous?
It feels like it's been every time. And it's definitely the longer I have to anticipate it.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I was the
That makes
first to read, I don't have time for it to
Mm.
build up inside. But if I'm like person 3 or 4, and I just have to wait and, okay, I was going to do it this way, and this is my whole plan. This is the character I have. I don't want to forget it. Oh, they were good. They were good. They were good. Can't forget it.
Yeah,
And it's just, but I'm working on it.
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
How about you, Mitch? Do you get nervous at all?
Look at that cool cucumber.
Oh my God. Yes,
Take
I
that
get
to
nervous
be a
in
yes?
workouts. The less I work out in groups, the more nervous I get. Honestly, if we take too many weeks off of doing the ChatGPT roulette, I just want to impress people with that too. Like I just a touch of nerves, especially if we have a good guest on that I'd love to show up for. But speaking in front of people is like, oh my God. I mean, I can't even remember. I wiggle around. I can't. My voice is like. Derek said he couldn't hear it last year with the Edge Studio thing, but when we went into the basement.
Well, and I guess
And
that's
did
the good thing, because just like me this year, I mean, it's a lot more perceptible to you personally
For sure.
than it is to the people who are hearing you or watching you.
Yeah.
And that's good, because I felt like you could hear my knees. I mean, that's how bad it. Yeah, but apparently nobody else saw it.
you're
The fact that I brought
experienced
it
enough
up
to
was
push
like, you
through.
were? I didn't see any of that.
And I'm glad that for like live directed sessions, they can't see me. I'm probably like, huh? Like I don't. My face probably shows everything, but yeah, that's. I'm glad we all have that.
Yeah. Well,
But watching you
we're
up
all
on
human,
stage,
right?
Mike, I'm like, ugh, I wish I had that. Well, Derek, I'm guessing your experience was slightly different on Thursday.
Yeah, I didn't have the 2X sessions. I only had one.
Guy.
Wait, did I? No, I didn't have any. Mine weren't until
Yeah.
the other 3 days. Boy, what did I do on Thursday? The whole thing was such a whirlwind.
Well, Mitch, what time
know.
did you show up on Thursday? Because you didn't
Yeah.
fly in until much later than we did.
I think I was there at like 1:30 or something.
Okay.
Like at the hotel at 1:30, or you landed at 1:30?
I think I was at the Hilton at VOA around 1:30 or so.
So what did you do?
I just showed up and started hugging people. I don't know. That was like one of the best parts because no one had seen me yet. So it was like, hey, and like, David Rosenthal and Derek and Mike Cunningham and like everybody's, I'm like,
It was
and
so
then
good.
and that slowly dies down because everyone's already seen your ass. Like that drug of someone seeing you for the first time in a long time kind of wears off. But yeah, not much to my Thursday either.
Well, I know I got out of my X session, found you guys, and one of the weirdest things to me. Yeah, you're still blurry. It's all right. We'll
Okay,
deal with it.
we're gonna make it.
Yeah, just there you go. Now we can
Stay
see
right
it
there.
really good.
Get real
There it
close.
is. But just like when I found you and I walked up to you, there was I think it was Neil that was hanging out with Tim.
Neil.
Yeah, Neil was a good
Hi,
guy.
Neil.
Hi, Neil. If you're listening, if you're
He's
watching, we're name dropping you, but
We're making sure.
But was like, wow, I was actually like, I felt like a tiny bit awestruck, like, wow, it's Mitch and Mike from Mitch and Mike's voiceover journey.
Oh.
And it's the first time I've felt that, because most of it, like, when Derek and I went to One Voice, I did a better job of actually like going around and, I mean, if you go back and watch that one, I put together like a 15-minute montage of me talking to people, asking them the same freaking question over and over again. So, what do you think of the, but at least I did it. We had these grand, well, we should do something for the podcast when we're at VOA because we're going to be together. We should do something. What are we going to do? We should, and we never figured it out. And then we got there and we just were. And then, poor Mitch got sick. So that kind of threw a wrench into it as well.
That's a whole story.
Yeah, that'll come. But yeah, so I mean, we literally did nothing for the podcast other than talk to people who had been on it or people who asked us about it. We didn't record anything. We didn't really do anything until the very last day when we're like, let's take some pictures that maybe we can use for thumbnails. And really for the thumbnail for this one, I'm going to throw it out there. We need to use that one that you posted with Derek.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I can't believe you said that. I was thinking that as we're talking. I'm like, that's the duh.
Yeah.
For sure. And our thumbnails are going to be so much better now. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. So that was Thursday, coming out, seeing you guys. And I came out of the X session literally like, I don't know, a half an hour before the opening ceremony started.
Oh, yeah.
What were you going to say?
Right.
What were you going to say, Derek? You had a butt. You had a butt.
Did I have a butt?
You had
got a little one.
and it must have fallen off.
I was going to say, it is hard trying to do something like that, trying to record or do a thing when there's literally 1,000 people and you want to say hi to every single one of them.
And live in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it came down to, is that we kind of decided more to live in the moment and be and enjoy everyone's company, as opposed to doing bits, for the podcast. Which
that's why I like the podcast.
Choice.
I get to capture a lightning bug, put it in a jar, shake it till it stops lighting up, and then release it. That's what the podcast is, by the way. Does that sound right?
You shake it until it's done,
But
and then you have to dump it out.
Hopefully it doesn't
fly.
suffocate. Yeah. Can't fly. It's just walking now.
So that's just, you take it and you shake it up all week, and then Monday nights when we record, you let it out.
No, I'm talking about our guest is the lightning bug.
Oh.
And like,
I missed the
light up
metaphor.
for me. Light up for me. And then you shake it out like it's 10 o'clock. We're done.
So you're dark
Go
before
back to
finding
your-
Nemo.
Go back to
All right.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that's it for Thursday.
Yeah. So, I mean,
could
the opening
name drop a
ceremonies
zillion
were
people.
cool
For sure.
enough.
Yeah, they're great.
And then,
I will say, one thing that started off the opening ceremony, when Rob Paulson was giving his spiel, I did tear up a couple of times.
Yeah.
Mostly stories I've heard before in his Talkin' Tunes show years ago, but it just gets me.
yeah.
So many good moments.
Were you amazed, as I was, that he still knew the entire Geography song from Animaniacs?
And the new version.
And the new version, yeah.
I wasn't amazed because I know he could do it already, but it was real cool to hear it. And I can't remember if I said it last time as a fun fact, but he recorded that on his first take.
That's absolutely nuts.
It is
They had him do
absolutely
two,
nuts.
and they went with the first one.
Because I only know about 7 of those countries that he sang of.
Guatemala. I do want to say publicly that opening ceremonies for, I'm going to guess, almost any conference like this feels like what movie? Not Steel Magnolias. It doesn't feel like Steel Magnolias at all.
Yeah, anecdote from the what we were walking on the way, like the following morning, right? We were walking back to the hotel from the Sonesta where we were staying, and Mitch drops this story, and he's talking about that movie Steel Magnolias, and I'm thinking of this
Tom Cruise
horrifyingly like emotional Julia Roberts movie with and the whole time he's thinking of Tom Cruise and his his TED Talk guy from Magnolia.
Yes. So that guy. That's how it feels. It feels like anything you say that's positive towards voice actors and negative against AI, it feels like a rabble, like yes, and like bring the tears because we all feel like a family. Like it feels like we would all stand up and hold hands. I don't know. It's just this funny feeling of like being part of a cult that I'm okay with being a part of, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and our fearless leaders, JMC, and
they have Kool-Aid next year.
Thank goodness. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to say that before we move on to
Friday
morning.
Friday's nice.
Friday we get up. We have the protein bars and the Fig Newtons and whatever else. Derek had his nut bars that he ate about 14 of every day.
That's all he ate.
That's all he ate. I don't think you ever went out to eat. You just ate nut bars the entire time. What must your poops have been like after the conference?
Please share with us later.
It's a
great
nutty.
detail.
Yeah. But yeah. So how'd your Friday go, Derek?
It went pretty well. That was my first X session. Yes, at VOA anyway. But end of that trip, I met with the casting director of Bright Skull, and it went pretty well. I didn't like my read. Felt like I didn't match the character super well. I just couldn't hit a line or two like I would have wanted. So that was upsetting a little bit, but it is what it is.
Is that how the director felt, or that was like kind of just your critique after?
That was me while I was doing it. It's like the last
Never
line
good when you're thinking about
was,
that while you're doing it.
Right.
I can't help it. It's like taking the headphones off to record so you don't hear yourself and you can't, direct yourself while you're reading. I can still hear me. I still do it.
Huh.
I don't know.
Yeah. Especially when you don't feel right for the character.
Yeah.
Like, how does this guy sound?
It wasn't too bad, but one of the lines especially, I just didn't hit like I would have wanted to.
Was it a character read?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was for some Cthulhu-esque game. Can't remember the name of it.
How did they... who'd you say that was with?
Bright Skull. I can't remember the guy's name right now.
Okay, it's just some guy named Bright Skull.
Yeah.
How did Bright Skull...
Call him Bright Skull.
How did they...
Mr. Bright Skull.
Mr. Bright Skull.
BS
How did
for short.
Mr. Bright Skull change your read, or like how many takes did you get? Did you get it to a better place from start to finish?
I think so.
You were drunk this whole time.
Man, it was just so 4 days, 1,000 people running through my head.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we only read through it like twice or something because it was a full, 12 people or whatever.
Yeah.
And he gave a presentation of a bunch of stuff beforehand that was super useful. No, I feel like I did improve. It got to a better place. There was a yelling line at the end that I didn't yell properly.
Okay. You're not much of a yeller.
Not usually, no.
Hmm.
And it One of those
Hey,
times too.
hey
like,
there, you stop.
Stop,
hey,
please.
knock it off. It's like you get into an argument with someone on the street, and then as soon as you walk away or later on the bus, you're like, "Oh, I should have said that."
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
It was one of those moments where afterwards I was like, "Oh, it should have had this different kind of energy to it."
And
That's
none
every
of us
Chat
have
GPT
ever
roulette.
had that type of
Yeah.
moment in voiceover ever, except you,
Yeah.
Derek.
Yeah. It's
I'm a
unfortunate
unique
that you
snowflake.
have this ailment. What else happened?
But it was fun. Well, a couple of the workouts, but I think I skipped a few on Friday just to talk with people more because we rarely get to do it in person.
Was it Friday that you and I were together in Dan Friedman's class?
I think that was Saturday. Saturday
Saturday?
morning.
All right, we'll
Yeah.
hold that story then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mitch, what was your Friday like?
Oh, we're going to go to me.
Yeah.
I was starting to feel a little weird. Actually, I landed that way, but it started to get weirder. I had to bolt out of your new friend, the Canadian manager's class. What is her name?
Danny?
Danny. If you're listening, Danny, you're not. I wasn't feeling so hot, so I got about 5 minutes into her speech before I had to jet out of there. Pretend to anyone who was there saw me take a fake phone call. I called Nicole, so it looked like I got a phone call, so nobody knew I was running out of there for any other reason other than a phone call. It's easier now to tell them. Tell the masses that I am a big liar. I had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And
After
yeah,
the fact, I was pooping.
thank goodness I got to tell people that. But, so that ended up being most of my Friday. But I did get some great hangouts with people. And probably my biggest takeaway was some really nice moments where you're standing among friends and it feels like this is where I'm meant to be, I'm with people that I just met, but it feels like we've known each other forever, or people I've been wanting to meet for a long time. And I said this a couple times, I felt like I had nostalgia for a moment that was still happening. And looking back at it, I can still kind of get, but it's just like, I could just wallow in this forever. So that was really cool. That was my Friday. And then I scooted home while everyone's partying. I scooted home at about 9:30. Mike, you got a better story for me.
Yeah, I was just scrolling through the schedule to kind of remember what things I took.
That's a good idea.
I, like you, I mean, a lot of good moments, just hanging with people, talking with people, and meeting new people. And it was one of those things where this was my first VOA. I've been to One Voice in Dallas twice, but I had never been to the Biggin VOA. And so, they had this wonderful program that I think Jared Breschers runs for like first time attendees, where they match them up with a volunteer that is like their shadow or their mentor while they're there, and it's super cool. I didn't feel like I needed to be in that because I already know so many people that were going to be there that I immediately just hit the ground running. And so, yeah, I think Friday was full of a lot of that. I remember, there was one memory from Friday that cracked me up. I had just used the facilities and was washing my hands, and I heard the voice of God say, "Mike, Katie Lee's looking for you." And I did kind of the John Travolta from Pulp Fiction thing, and kind of just looked, and I'm like, what? And nothing, and I'm like, I think that was Mitch, but was it? And it was Mitch scooting into a stall to take another poopy, and he just yelled at me.
I was literally peeing while I said that. I was looking at you look around. I thought you saw me.
At the stall? I mean, you were at the, wow. I thought you were, wow. Okay, well, that's just old Mike who can't see, who didn't notice you. Sorry, dude. But it was just funny because it was just this.
I'm quiet as a church mouse going in there if there's something else going on, dude. I don't want anyone to know I'm headed.
Peeing daintily, and so I missed him. But yeah, I
a lot of bathrooms going on in this conference. I don't know what's up with rate the bathrooms.
It's the theme. Yeah. But I did finally get to meet Katie Lee in person, because I know you have a couple of times, and Mitch got to be really good friends with Katie when he was her Man Friday, or whatever the heck you want to call yourself, when she went to a conference.
That's what you
in
keep
Michigan.
calling it.
Yeah, you were her like assistant for the day or whatever, and I'm like, how cool is that? Come to Dallas so I can do that for you.
It was so cool.
But so it was cool to finally get to meet her and to get to talk to her after we've had her on the show a couple times, and now she's been just one of my favorite coaches with GVAA, and I've had some great moments with her. So to meet her in person and to know that she was actually looking for me, that was kind of cool. And then Friday night was the first audio drama rehearsal. I got picked to be in the first ever VO Atlanta audio drama presentation.
Live audio drama.
Live audio drama, right before the closing ceremonies on Sunday. And I only knew that I was going to be the reporter in this retelling, this VO-centric retelling of The Emperor's New Clothes, called The Emperor's New Voice. I think that's what it was called. But Sue Ziza is her name, she has an audio drama company that actually does and produces and, some very high quality, high profile audio dramas. And she was there. She's about 3'7". She's a lot of spunk, a lot of, just go get them. So she was fun. But I get in there and I get the script, and the reporter has one line. And I'm like, and Tim Powers was in it as well, and he had one of the main parts. And, there were Rob Sogomonian, I want to say is his name. Mutual friend, and a few other people that I had. Jane Beverly, who's part of the Shoestring TV clan. Funny. Just wonderful lady, and she had one of the main roles opposite Tim in that. And so that was great. And I had the one line. I'm like, all right. And I was crowd noises. So I'm like, okay, that works. And then, through the first read through, she asked, there was one line that wasn't catched. She said, can anyone do a Brando impersonation? And I'm like, and I started to and another guy popped up and did a better one. And I'm like, okay, that works. But you already have a bunch of lines, you dipshit.
You mother.
And he stole that from me. And then they came out and said, can anyone do a really deep voice? And I'm like, all right, I got that too. So I had 2 lines. But we had a blast, and I'll just go ahead and skip forward so we don't have to talk about it again, since we're already talking about the audio drama. But we rehearsed Friday night, we rehearsed Saturday night, we rehearsed Sunday morning. And then we put it on, and it was a lot of fun. I wasn't sure how it was going to go over. I mean, it was written by a guy who I guess has written for, I don't know if she said he wrote for Mad TV or he wrote for Mad Magazine, but he wrote for Mad. And definitely had some like aged, some references that were beyond like these two, some pop culture references that are really kind of old. That
might have been the thing I didn't laugh at.
Yeah,
but
probably.
For the most part, it was.
But it was fun, and then we got a lot of laughs. And Tim told me afterwards, he's like, "Dude, you got the 2 biggest laughs of the entire show." So my 2 little lines, about a bear pooping in the woods, and the reporter saying he didn't see nothing, they went over pretty well. So so that was a lot of fun. And I will probably ask to be in it again next year. If they do it, and maybe I'll get a bigger part. But I will always
just gonna
be able
ask
to say,
now. You have an in or something.
Say, hey, cast me again. You know what I can do.
You know me.
You know what I can do. You know
I
what
don't
kind
need
of
to
bravado
audition
I
for
can
nothing.
bring to these things.
I'm good on stage. My legs are fine on stage.
In front of 800 people, they are.
Yeah.
In front of 12, not so much. But yeah, so that was cool.
Guys.
It was fun to be involved in. The only bad part about that was it did take out a couple hours each night of socialization time. But I got to know the people in the smaller group, and we had a good time. So,
well, and you answered my question. Because of how much time it ate up, would you do it again? It sounds like you would.
Yes.
Probably, yeah. Just because it's. I mean, I like to perform, and so if I can get out in front of people and show them the stuff that I got, and have fun doing it. That's what I'm there for. So
I think if they had like a silhouette thing, like a sheet up, and you just saw my silhouette, I would probably feel okay. I don't want to see those eyes that, like, hey, look at that guy. I don't want that.
Just stare
good
real
on
hard
you.
at the script in your hand.
And yes, great job, by the way.
Thank
Y'all were prepared. You were on point.
It was good.
It was awesome. I love live audio. I've only seen it twice. Love it.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a keeper. I think that hopefully everybody enjoyed it to the point where they'll continue to bring it back.
And we
I'm
did
sure.
jump ahead to Sunday with this. I'm going to go ahead and just roll into Saturday, my friends. I'm not going to say
Hey,
much
Mitch,
about it other than
How was your Saturday?
I watched a lot of The Office, which I love that show, and I've been meaning to really catch up on watching it all over again. But I probably got
Not
through
that
almost
quickly.
the whole season. Yeah, and I played some Wingspan on my tablet.
That's
and
a weird
one
X
time
session.
I wanted to, a lot of work being done. I did leave the building for about 15 feet, and then nature caught back up with me, and I went back, turned around. And that was my day, feeling sorry for myself. The end.
Yeah.
And shoot, you guys.
And I will say, I mean, Derek and I hung out quite a bit on Saturday, and we constantly were like, man, we felt so bad for you, dude. We wanted you there with us, and we knew what you were going through, and we're like, oh, God, that kind of sucks. And then there was that little part of us going, I hope it's food poisoning and not the flu, because
Yeah, I know,
I really
right?
don't want what he's
I
got.
felt like such a dick, too, because we were in such close quarters. Yeah. But
Next
now
year.
Derek's sick for weeks on end.
And I blame you.
Yeah.
You should, even though it's
It's the
completely
exact
different.
same thing that you went through.
But yeah, tell me about. I feel like I want to hear all the juicy details about Saturday. I'm gonna sit here jealous as hell. Tell me.
Saturday was a lot
Was
of
the
fun,
best
Mitch.
day.
You totally missed out.
It was amazing, man. It was the best.
I knew it.
Haha.
You guys said it was mediocre at best.
Well, we didn't want you to feel bad then. Now we don't care because it was a couple weeks ago. But then, we were looking out for your feelings, bro.
All right, we'll start with Derek again. What? Tell me. Give me the bad news.
The bad news. I think I went to a single workshop. But that was by choice because, like I said, I sat and talked with Tim for an hour and change, talked with Kristen Paiva for a little while, and David Rosenthal and other people, just hung out. But other than that, I had 2 X sessions that ate up 6 hours. So they went much better. It felt real good being in the room with an agent and making her laugh with my read.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I didn't totally blow it. We're good.
Oof.
Yeah, I wonder if you two feel the same way. Going forward with different conferences like this, how much do you think the X sessions and things are worth it for you at this point? Or even just the workshops, or is it more about the socializing?
Well, I will say I did hear from one person that basically said you want to work out for the decision makers. You want to work out for the casting agents, for the for the agents, for the casting directors, for the people who might see you and give you opportunity. Other than that, probably not worth it to do. I will say I don't know going into next year, going into One Voice. Probably, honestly, won't do any. At One Voice this year, I did Malik's, and out of that, I got into her big class, and out of that, I got a lot of good stuff. But and I feel like it's propelled me a little bit. This year I was able to, the Rob Paulson thing aside, because that was just a fan thing. But I got good value out of my one, my other X session with Tyler. But I don't know if I'll do another one. It really depends on if there's someone I really want to get in front of to show them what I can do so that person can then do for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's what this year was for me, because I did 4, and it was all decision makers, either agents or casting directors, just to, there's always the dream idea of getting in front of an agent and they book you right there. But more realistically, it's just getting a relationship started, and or getting feedback of someone that makes the decisions. Like, what are people actually looking for in the real world? What do I need to tweak?
The question, half of the question, I think, is, can you hang? Can you take direction? Most actors don't get it on take 1. They don't keep your audition. That happens. I know it happens. But, I still haven't done an X session. So, yes, I'm done. I need to know what that feels like. It's so nerve-wracking for me, and I don't know if the me is going to come out in a session like that, but I got to give it a shot.
Yeah.
For me, anyway.
That's because I came away with that after I did Malik's at One Voice. I just, like you had said, Derek, about your first one, I didn't like the character choice that I was given. I didn't feel like I really nailed it. But again, she felt otherwise. I talked to Luke Trusty, who was there after the fact as well, and I'm like, look, no BS here. Because I felt like I fumbled that, and he told me he told me specific things that I did, especially the fact that I was able to take the redirect and completely change what I did. He said that's what was most impressive. And then coming into this one, same thing. I felt like I just really nailed it for Tyler, and I made him laugh, and that was good. I made him laugh at all the right points, and that was great. And he told me so. And he had the few things that he said, this could be different, and this could be a different and I was able to take the redirect, and he said afterwards, he's like, you took everything I said, and you still made it your own, and you made it even funnier. Nice. And so I felt pretty good about that. But yeah, I can imagine. I mean, if you pay for something and you stand up in front of that person, and you feel like it was slop, or you got maybe some, well, that was okay, but I mean, you just don't feel good about what was said, and you don't feel like you impressed the person. Then yeah, I could think, well, crap, that was $200 some odd that I just wasted.
Yeah. I will say, in one of the X sessions I did, Matt and Livia were both in it. I think you both know them. Yeah. Livia, Matt Chalik. Yeah. I can't remember Livy's last name right now.
I don't think I ever met him.
You saw him around, I'm sure.
You would know him if you saw him.
I saw him around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
But they were both in. Livia was up reading, doing some fun Medusa, maybe high school character or something. And she did it twice, and the agent was giving her some feedback, like, try to do this. Like, there's something in your voice, like your placement is off, or it just wasn't clicking. And she just couldn't get to it until apparently Matt had mouthed to her, just fuck it. Because that just unlocked it. Then she was like, oh, I know what the problem is. And she immediately jumped into it and nailed the read.
Fuck it.
Like, just
sometimes
throw it all
that's
out
the best
window.
Advice.
That's amazing advice.
So when you're saying, Mitch, that you don't know if the you is going to come out, just try to remember that. Like, don't worry about it too much. Just go. Have fun with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they're looking for is for you to not be hesitant.
I guess what I'm saying is, in so many situations, I'm good in the hang. I'm good in the corners. I'm good with, but when it comes time to stand up in front of humans and do that thing that I get paid to do, not in here during a real session or anything, but in that moment, I think that's a different guy. That's nervous me. That's me who doesn't know what to say in a moment. That's me who can't like snap comedy anything. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it can happen. And I honestly, I mean, I don't know how you overcome that, other than just like getting in the booth is believing in yourself. It's and again, I mean, even like with me, I was not nervous to stand up in front of Tyler. I was not, as soon as I stood up, I was actually asking to go. I raised my hand several times. I'm like, let's go. I'm ready to hit this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I got up there and I grabbed the podium and I turned around and looked at everybody with the lights on, and that's when my knee started going.
Can we turn the lights off?
I can't even explain it because I wasn't nervous until that point. And even then I didn't really feel like I was beside myself. I just felt like crap. This is not the way I should feel. But then I got going and things went well. But if you're feeling that anxiety or that, whatever it is that you're feeling, I'm no therapist. I don't know what to tell you how to get over that, man.
Yeah, I think it's, I've just been avoiding it. Like, at any time it just freaks me out. I avoid it as much as I can. So I think just
force it.
Yeah, I think I got to force it after a while, and nothing beats paying $250 to force it. Like, you better not skip there, bud. You've just thrown
bring it.
Hundreds of dollars away.
Well, it's like, I mean, when I did the thing for Tyler, he sent the scripts beforehand, and I read through and picked a couple, and I only went over each one like a couple of times because I didn't want to overwork it. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be fresh when I went in there, and I didn't want to have a whole lot of preconceived, this is exactly how I'm going to say the thing. When I got there and sat next to Mike pulled up the scripts, and I looked over. I'm like, so what are you doing? He said, I don't know yet. I haven't looked at them. I'm like, what? He literally picked his character while he was sitting there listening to the first couple of people. And like, that's kind of, I mean, that is free, and that is, very, making sure you stand, but that's a little too extreme for me. I wanted to know what I was doing before I went in there.
Well,
but then there was this other guy
for it too.
And I apologize if the guy ever listens to this podcast. I don't think he will, because I don't know him. But he did the same character I did, but he went up after me. Thank God. Because I went up and I killed it. And then he came up and gave almost too polished of a read, where, especially like at the end of the thing, it was like 7 lines, 7 little monologues, and then an improvised white boy rap about drone strikes, because it all takes place. The script takes place they're government people. So I did this just off the cuff, really really horrible, but really, really worked, and it was funny. And he came up and he did all these things, and it was very polished. And then he came to the improv, and he pulled up his phone and he rapped from a script that he had written on his phone. And I'm like, that's not improv. And so I just felt really good about what I did, because I felt like I did a whole lot better than that guy.
Definitely listening now.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, guy. I can't remember your name. If you listen to this, and you can at me. If
Number
you want.
one listener gone.
Yeah, this could be our second hater, Mike, that you've created. A super villain.
But going back to Saturday, there was one thing that happened twice, and Derek was part of one of them. This was, we went into Dan Friedman's class, and it was a commercial read thing, and we sat down, and we were, the cool kids in the back, and it was a smaller room, but he turns around and he asked for volunteers, and both Derek and I immediately hands shot up, and he's like, you and you in the back, and then one other person. And so we got to go up. I went up first, and I did a read of a Pizza Hut script, and he liked it. But then he wanted, went into the who and the what and the where, and really unlocked something. And I nailed the second read. And then Derek went up, and same thing. He read it a certain way, and then got asked some questions, and then he nailed the second read. And he came back down, and I looked at him, and I'm like, there's 30, 40 people in this class, and only like 3 of us raised our hands. Why would you go into a class where someone asks for volunteers and not volunteer? That's the whole reason we're there, is to read for these people and to get better.
Because we're scared, Mike.
Well, yeah, that's
we're scared of it. I know we didn't pay any money.
So would you have not raised your hand, Mitch, if you were in that class with us?
Been in so many of those classes where my hand did not go up.
I'll be honest, last year there were a lot of times where I should have raised my hand but didn't. And
I'm getting better.
It was,
but
mostly nerves.
I'm glad you did, Derek, because you did great, and it was, yeah, and I think it was well worth getting that feedback. So, but the second time that happened, I almost wasn't going to go because I had worked out in front of Portia Scott, the agent for CTC. I had worked out for her before in Malik Berger's animation rehab. Portia came to like our graduation, and we all did a script read for her, and she gave us feedback and stuff. And then I did a separate session with her, smaller group session with only like 5 people. So she had seen me before, but I was thinking about doing something else, and I was almost thinking that was one of those, I'm not going to do anything this. And then I went, you know what? Let me go. So I walked into her class, and I thought, you know what? Let me go front and center. So I went and sat down. Everybody was filing out of the class beforehand, and I went right down to the front, and I took that, first chair, sat down. As everyone was filing, there was probably 60, 70 people in her class because it was in one of the bigger rooms. And the doors closed, and she turned around, and she said, and I went, and I'm right in front of her face. And she said, 1 male, and she looked right at me and went, you. And I know she knows who I am. So hopefully she went, okay, I want to see Mike Reed again. Mm-hmm. And then pick someone else. And then, so the female got up and she did a script, and, she did fine, but it was obvious that she doesn't have a lot of experience in animation and that kind of thing. And so
I do love how everybody in your stories is slightly not as good as you, Mike. You're
right?
just the
I'm
fucking
the
champion of
the best.
You're
you
your
know
own
what? The
advocate.
story is no
sure.
different.
Okay,
because
continue.
I got up there to do mine, and I freaking nailed it. I went all out, and I did karate kicks because my guy was Inspector Hound, and he thought, it was a great character. It fit me perfectly. And I nailed it. And then she gave me stuff to try, and I did great on redirect. And the same thing, I walked out of there going, I just got a free X session with Portia Scott, because she only had 2 people read for, in a 50-minute class. I got 25 minutes in front of her.
Very nice.
So, yeah, so it was great. I felt good. And she even, I was walking through the bar later that night, and I think I was walking with Malik, and we passed her, and Malik stopped and gave her a hug and said hi and everything. And she stopped, looked over at me, put her hand on my shoulder, said, you did really good today. That was really amazing. Congratulations. I was like, thank you. And then I didn't linger because I didn't want to spoil the moment. And I said, thank you very much, Portia. Hey, it was great to meet you and all this stuff. And I walked away. But yeah, so that was probably the highlight for me, was just feeling like I walked out of there going, I just freaking blew her socks off. So yeah.
I'm proud of you, Mike.
Nice.
Well, thanks, man. And then the last thing.
It is the year of the
Saturday,
Pelly.
What's that?
It is the year of the Pelly.
Yeah, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
And then later that evening we had church at VOA, and that was really cool. Our friends Katie Lee, Kara Lighty ran the panel. Katie Lee was on it. Tracy Lindley was there. Chloe Elmore was on it as well. And then the man, the myth, J. Michael Collins was on the panel. And so it was really, we were talking about faith in VO, and people really opened up, and Tracy preached pretty much. I had no idea she was that serious of a Christian. So, that was really neat to be involved. I sat next to our friend Mitch North, the other Mitch 2.0, and he started crying, and I started crying, and it was like, man, this is great. So that was a cool thing that I'm sure has got legs and is going to be a staple of VOA going forward. So where
was our atheist panel?
That was really neat.
Derek.
Yeah, well, hey, that's something you got to start, I guess.
We're like crying.
I mean,
just to have.
That would have been my panel. I was just busy not doing workouts that day.
Yeah.
Or I was in my X session. I can't remember.
There you
Wait,
go.
which the Christian panel would have been your panel? I didn't know. Derek, I didn't know.
Yeah.
We're
It
learning.
was cool. Next year, Derek, next year maybe we'll be on the panel,
Oh,
because we'll be just so hot stuff that, we'll be in demand.
I'll ride the
like-
coattails in the years of the Pelly.
I'm hoping to ride those puppies too, dude.
I gotta, the coattails got to start moving before you can do that. So
They need to hit the floor first, sort of.
yeah.
Okay. They seem to be hitting the floor, metaphorically or not. Did you have anything else, Derek? Any other juicy morsels? Any fun little secret hangouts, corners, bars?
It pretty much all of just what I've said already, except in my accession, everyone did a good job. I was really impressed. Everyone totally nailed all their characters. It was great. You always see a range of experience in the normal workouts or the X sessions or whatever, but person after person just hit it. It was so good.
That feels good.
Yeah.
Especially when you're among them.
Yes.
I've definitely been to one class where I was the only stinker, and I was like, ugh, that felt so naughty.
That's why I feel extra good that I made her laugh. It's like, okay, I wasn't the one that didn't do it.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Yeah.
She says, "Oh, you guys are great." And then Derek gets up. She says, "Thank you very much."
Before we get
All
to
right.
Sunday?
Sunday.
Can you pause? Because it's like pee time.
We're going to leave this in,
an
right?
hour. It's always an hour. Yes. We can leave it in now.
All
Everyone
right,
knows
we'll pause
that at
so
the
Mitchie
end.
can go empty his tiny bladder.
I just had 2 non-elk beers. Okay. Did you
All right,
pause?
go do your
Okay.
thing.
No. Okay.
Yay,
Oh my God.
Mitch's bladder is empty. And we also wrote a ChatGPT script so we can just roll right into it. And so that's what Mitch is finishing up now. And email it to us, and we'll read it cold because, we're just professionals and we do that.
Oh
kind
my
of thing.
gosh. For real?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Read it
good?
cold? I mean, that's fine.
Well, I mean,
No, it wouldn't stop writing text. So we're going to see how that works.
All right,
Anyway,
we'll see how long it is. Cool.
I feel like there's more to the story than meets the story. There's a Sunday.
There is
Yeah.
a Sunday.
I had to
When
do a
Mitch
tea break.
returned.
It happened.
We woke up, and Mitch had made it through the night and decided to shower up and mosey on back to the Hilton with us.
You make it sound like I just wasn't showering the whole time.
You were probably showering a lot because...
I feel like we gave enough clues. We dropped enough nuggets for these.
We weren't the only
That's
Figure
a
out.
funny use of the word
Yeah,
there.
exactly,
Dropping
yeah.
the nuggets.
Yeah. So
But,
what happened, you guys?
My last
Sunday?
X session on
Yeah.
Sunday.
There were more. I forgot that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
4 of them. Too many.
the for the Latino crowd, their stuff happens so early in the morning, all the time, and I feel so terrible for them because that, I'm sure there's plenty of people partying. They don't want to wake up at 8 o'clock or whatever the heck to do their X session, but those are the troopers. Anyway, continue. You had
Kudos
your
to
X
them.
session. I want to hear all about
Yes.
it. Oh, it's juicy.
Oh, so juicy. That was my one with the CNN casting director.
Oh, right.
That was a bunch of fun. Got to see Chloe perform for the first time. She was in that one, along with Malik and some other people I had recognized. It was a good one. Getting the feedback of what promo, like what the casting director is looking for in promo, not what other actors are doing in promo, not what I hear, on TV or anything else, but specifically what they're looking for. And it was cool hearing, because it's really hard to get on their roster. It's so small. They use the same people a lot because they know they can turn around in the quick time that promo needs.
Right.
But she did say that there were some reads in that class that she would have taken over what the actual reads were. Because after we all read through it, she played the actual promo that aired on TV. Just like she preferred some of the ones in there. But, people are on the roster, and sometimes the turnaround is you don't have time to go over anything. It's, we need this in 3-4 hour stops. Get it to us.
Okay.
So, golden handcuffs and all that.
Sure.
But
Especially with promo, the turnaround time's insane.
Yeah.
it's wild.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say no to it, at least for a little while. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, for, CNN, the money would probably be, okay, I can handle being on the handcuffs.
Yeah. Maybe not for the next 5-10 years, but a couple months, a year or two, whatever. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I've only ever practiced promo. It's a blast. And maybe it gets a little old after a while because the musicality. I guess tell me a little bit more about what you learned about it that disconnects from what you hear. Like,
I guess a little more intention versus what you hear sometimes. Because, not to say the people on the roster phone it in, but they know, they're hitting 80% of the tone and everything that's wanted. They're good enough that they're still getting the work. But adding just a little more to it
I see.
is something that they look for. Being invested a little more. Not over the top, and there's a fine line there. With commercial or anything else. But yeah, don't be afraid to add a little more to it.
Okay. Interesting. That is so vague still.
It is. I mean,
obviously you had to hear what they did and what the casting director said was great.
Yeah, so you'll hear the promo on TV. You think of whatever, they all have a similar tone. Like
this week on Bravo.
Exactly. Or the flood hit the town this Friday night. Check out our show on Saturday and you'll hear all about it. Whatever. And instead of just kind of having that promo tone, because they have a sound.
Yeah.
A promo sounds like a promo. But actually being excited about the thing that's happening. Like, our show's coming up and you don't want to miss it. Come on, check it out.
Hit the town.
Yeah.
Watch tomorrow.
Feel bad about it, the flood hit the town, but we're going to tell you all about it. This Saturday, 10 a.m.
Oh,
Wake
yeah.
up,
Especially CNN.
Yeah.
There's bad things that happen.
Yeah. It's
interesting.
So, similar note that you hear in other genres. Just be invested and have some real emotion in it. But, you're doing a 10-second spot or something.
Yeah.
Don't get super emotional about it. Don't be real sad, but just legitimately feel bad about a thing or excited about a thing. And then definitely be excited about, hey, at 2:00 our show's going to air.
Do you see room for yourself? Is that something you're like, dang, I could do this?
I think so. I've gotten good feedback in the past.
Nice.
And I got good feedback in that workshop as well. Because we went through 4 or 5 of them. And there's one of them I nailed on the first one. She's like, you got it. If you want to read again, you can. And to Mike's point earlier, I was like, well, if you have some direction, I'm down to try it out. While I'm up here, I'm not going to waste the time.
Right.
Yeah. I'd be like, nope, that's all you get. Bye. Pew.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Stop listening to me.
So I think I could do it. I just need the opportunity to come up.
Okay.
Which was part of the reason for doing the X session.
Right.
Right. That's sweet, though.
Yeah. I still need to send her an email, too, but if I was doing more than just this talking, and even I've been muting to cough, I would be hacking up a lung. So I haven't been doing any reads, and it sucks.
Yeah. Feel a little rusty.
Well, you know what I did Sunday? I had audio drama rehearsal, and then we did the audio drama, and then we did closing. So, Mitch, you got back in the fray. Why don't we hear about your Sunday morning?
Oh, okay. Man, oh man, let me tell you. It was like a ghost town in there. It felt like, I was like, there's a bit of an ego. I don't know about myself sometimes, but I'm like, I don't think anyone noticed I was gone. And then no one was there. I'm like, definitely not. But then when I did start to see some people that I knew, it was just like once again exciting. It was almost like I was there on Thursday morning, like the re-excitement of seeing people again and getting some slightly longer chats. I did finally get to meet Chloe, who I think is going to be on the show.
She is.
And some people put off an aura. I would say Derek puts off you're going to be my friend immediately aura. I don't know what it is. It might be because you're so laid back. Mike's, the storyteller on the fire. And Chloe is like just a warm bundle of joy type of person. And that was really nice. And just like getting to hug David Rosenthal, hugging your mentors is something different too. Like, I don't know. There was the closing ceremony was awesome. I think I already mentioned how great you did, but it's kind of nice to have that finality and the wrap up and the send off and the go get 'em, the little pat on the bottom from everybody up there. All the awards. I don't know if we should talk about. I mean, I could go on about those people. Yeah. They are great, by the way. And the challenge, Dan Friedman's challenge. God, those people
you did that last year. You decided not to do it this year, which is a good thing because you unfortunately would have probably had to bow out.
And that's the same thing with the X sessions. It took so much of my time, and I did love doing it. Oh, I loved it. I wish we could do it before, before we get there. But yes, I don't know if I'll ever do that again, but it was an amazing experience. Yeah. Highly recommend for anybody.
Well, and you mentioned, I mean, one of the things that I am so glad that both of my X sessions fell on Thursday because I didn't feel like I missed out on anything Friday or Saturday. Yeah. But same type of thing. I mean, and the audio drama does take up time. So, it's something you got to go in and know that you're going to miss out on some things, unfortunately. But, and it's just a matter of do you want to or do you want to spend that time hanging out?
Yeah. And I mean, anyone read my Facebook post, it is just a big hangout. It's just a really expensive hangout with your friend time. It's just like a vacation without the beach sort of thing. I'm not a drinker, so the late nights are for other people, I think, which is kind of unfortunate because it seems like that's where a lot of the really cool stuff happens.
Yeah,
I'm not a late night guy.
Well, and Derek and I are night owls, so we hung around. We didn't.
So many people are.
Yeah, I mean, there were those people that were drinking to excess, and there were also those people that Derek didn't drink. I had maybe one, maybe two, depended on the night. I had one, and then Shell Reel brought a bottle of whiskey from Portland that she was letting people sample. So I had a little shot of that, and I was like, okay, that was 1.5 drinks, and I'm plenty because I want to be lucid. But so.
That's where the magic happens, though.
Yeah.
You gotta stay out late just a little
I'll say
bit.
this, too. Friend of the show, Jim Frunk. I mean, you talked about, you spent the night at his place, his hotel room Wednesday night. I sat and had a great conversation with Jim, and Jane Beverly was there, and Shell was there, and Derek, you were there for part of it as well. Mm-hmm. And it was neat because Jim was very dialed back. I think, it's no secret he's been through some stuff this past year, and so it was really good to get to know Jim really on a personal level because he's a good guy, so that was a nice hour just spent chatting with him. Person who was already a friend, but who became a better friend afterwards. So
it's all of those moments, right? Yeah. I think I need to talk to everybody. I don't know what it is, but I want to go say hi to every last person I know and don't know. But it's always the moments where it quiets down. A few of us go to lunch or sit down late or go off into a corner when you finally get some us time to really, get into it, dig into whatever the heck's going on that are the best moments. You know who you are, right? Out there who we got to actually hang out with. And then play board games.
Yeah, Let's fast forward to afterwards, and after when we got back to the hotel, because we went to lunch with a big group of people. Mitch was actually able to eat, and that was cool. And Adelio was there, and golly, who else was there?
Mike and Nathan and
Mike was there.
Neil.
Jeff Hawkins and
Jeff Hawkins.
wife.
We're missing
Jeff Hawkins, and he brought his wife.
We're missing one guy. Oh gosh. You're
there was
sitting across from Neil.
There was the
Can't remember his name.
the guy who didn't like pickles touching his sandwiches.
Yes.
What was his name?
Well, I should know his name. Christopher. But there's one
Christopher.
guy. There's one guy,
Yes.
and I'm so sorry. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Shit, I said your name 1,000 times, and we haven't talked. Hold on. You guys talk amongst yourselves, and we're going to have to name him. Cause
For those listening, he's mad Googling right now.
Yeah.
well, only
that's why his
because-
face lit up as he brought up.
I feel so terrible because we had plenty of conversation, but, you can only hold so many names in your little noggin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys can keep talking about. You
All
just
right.
keep talking, and I'll find the names.
But
so he can
anyway,
be
so
named.
yeah, after Sunday, we said our goodbyes to everybody. We were all staying through to Monday, and we went back to the hotel room, and we may have all known this about each other, that we're all big board game nerds. We may have all brought a small sampling of our board games. We may have played into the evening a couple of games there in the hotel room, and that was a blast. I mean, it was really fun to just kind of wind down the conference. A lot of busyness, a lot of schmoozing and talking and working out and listening to people talk and all the things, and just to kind of relax there in the hotel room and chill and play a couple games with a couple of good friends was really kind of an invaluable end to the whole weekend.
That's part of why I like staying till Monday. You get that time where there is nothing to do. Anyone that's, still there, you can actually hang out and have some good moments with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad we were all staying late. It worked out.
Yeah.
Me too,
I
also.
felt bad. I wanted to go hang out because I don't get to see David Rosenthal or Toback or Sean. I've never actually talked to Christina Medina in person. I would have loved to hang out with them, but it felt right to hang out with you guys.
We had like Adelio, who is an Atlanta local, and he was doing improv that night, and it was like really feels let's go watch Adelio. And then Mitch said he had talked to David and the GVAA crew and about getting together that night, and we're like, okay, well, let's see if they want to go, and just all the talk and everything. And David ended up saying that they were exhausted, and we're like, that's good. And we all looked at each other and we're like, I really want to go see Adelio. We were like on the fence so much. So Adelio,
We were.
if you're watching this, we really did wrestle with what we were going to do, but I think it just came down to we were just so tired, and all we wanted to do was just go back to the room and just mellow out for the last evening. So, in fact, that was one of the things we didn't do when we had Adelio on the podcast last week, is ask him how that improv went, since we didn't get to go. But
Look at
anyway.
us. Boy, oh boy.
So we got to do that.
Yeah. And then a lot of hanging out at the airport the next day.
A lot of hanging out at the airport.
Couple hours. Because Mitch, you were flying out at like 1. I was 4, and Mike, you were like 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
originally.
I was late, and then but I was like I didn't want to just hang out at the hotel after checking out, so I went with you guys, and then I couldn't check my bags in because you have to be there. It has to be 4 hours or less before your flight. So I'm like, daggum. So I'm rocking around. Mitch ended up going through security, and we lost track of him, and we're like, okay, well, goodbye. And then Derek and I went and sat and had something to eat, and then Mitch is like, I've been delayed, where are you guys? And he came back out, and then
I couldn't leave without hugs. I stopped the whole plane to get hugs.
Yeah, and then Derek left, and I was sitting there all by my lonesome, and I thought, you know what, let me check the app one more time, and I was able to get a free bump up about 3 hours onto a 4-something, like a 4:40 flight. So that
That's actually insane.
I found Derek one more time, and we had another big bro hug, and then said goodbye, and then hopped on our planes and flew home.
So from the whole trip, since the podcast is about the VO journey,
True.
what's something you learned from, one of the sessions, X session, whatever, like, what's something that you think will help you as an actor?
Mitch, you go first.
Okay. Melissa Medina, I believe that was their name. They were talking about all the different genres, mostly in animated stuff, mostly. And it was, after laying it out, putting them into their own groups and talking about how certain things bleed together. And if you read, say, commercial most of the time, that can like be bleeding into your animation reads a little bit. And sometimes that's okay. And sometimes it's a little off or off-putting for casting directors because it's not quite what animation is right now. Looking at it, actually pulling things apart and looking at it in genre-specific things is something so helpful that maybe I'm just too lazy to do sometimes, or I'm not that big of a like VO nerd, which I say in the nicest way. That I'm not that like hyper focused on like what is this and how do I take it apart and look at I'm getting better at that, but actually sitting down and going, what genre am I acting for, and what that's how do I sound mostly like that while still sounding like myself? Just kind of remembering to do that. That's my biggest takeaway. That might be a really long way to say something that's super simple, but that was it.
That's a good one. Good reminder to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike. We'll leave Derek for last because he asked the question.
Since he asked the question. I think really, I mean, Derek, it was one that you were in, and when we did the Dan Friedman workout, most of the time you do commercial read, and it's always answering the who, the what, the where, and the why, and pinpointing who you're talking to and who you are when you're talking to them, and all of that, and specifics. It's my little brother, or it's my neighbor Bob, or it's my third grade English teacher, whatever. Dan's method is not to come up with a specific person, but to come up with a type of person. And not to name that person, but to figure out the same questions, but be more generic about who you're talking to. And the thing, I'm not saying that's a better method, but what I'm saying is that it's a different method. And it was cool to me because it's like, okay, that gives me another tool for my toolbox, to look at a commercial read and figure out, okay, do I want to do it the tried and true way of figuring out, exactly who I'm talking to and who I am, or do I want to do it this other way, which is more pinpointing who I'm talking to, but in a more general sort of way.
What age group are they in? Male, female, kind of thing.
Interesting.
Right. So it was just a reminder to me that nobody's got the answer. Nobody's got the exact answer.
That?
I haven't yet, but I haven't had a good commercial read to really audition to really jump into it with. So
our other friend was Phoenix. I told Phoenix I would not forget his name, and
that's right. Yeah,
I did. Maybe because Phoenix, you're so quiet. Okay, I need you to talk a little more. I need you to pull me off to the side and talk. I'm just kidding. Another great gentleman. Anyway, I find that wildly different than most of the things I've heard. I've heard don't be general for sure, and I've also heard if you're going to speak to a crowd, have it be at like. This is something Mark Cashman talks about. Have it be more of a TED Talk type thing, where you're coming out on a stage and you're presenting information, or you're presenting, your thoughts. So that's interesting.
Yeah, well, it's specific in a different way too, because it's not just I'm talking to my coworker or something like that. It's I'm talking to my coworker who is 30 to 50. Or in this type of
demographic is definitely a big component of it.
Thinking of. I was
I'll
talking
have to try it.
Tim about that too, because he's the one that helped cement it for me of specifically pick who you're talking to.
Mm-hmm. Same.
That's why in the Dan Friedman one, I was talking to my friend, like a very specific person, just because that's what I'm used to doing now. But yeah, It was cool, just like you said, having something else in your tool belt to pull out.
What about you, Derek?
Wrong.
Yeah. What about you, Derek?
Probably the best one I learned was from Heather Dame of Atlas in the X session. Because we all know you should have movement in your scene, at least in a handful of your lines, if not all of them. You know, some sort of action so that it's not just talking heads kind of thing. But she was saying more so than just having movement, for the sake of your character moving in the world, move with the world or with the other characters in the scene. Like, don't just be walking down the hallway, specifically be walking next to the person you're talking to, and like move and interact with them instead of just moving around them, if that makes sense.
Because it makes it more specific.
Yeah, it
puts you in the scene as opposed to just reading words.
Yeah, and if you're walking around in the scene, talking to someone, instead of just talking to a point in space, like you're talking to someone that is reacting to what you're saying. Maybe they're stepping back in awe or whatever it is, but just knowing that you're not the only moving thing in the world.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, because you're alone in your booth, and it can feel like that sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
boy, oh boy.
Once I'm done hacking up a lung, can't wait to actually
You're
put
gonna
that
move
into
a little.
practice.
Yeah.
Well,
hopefully you're not hacking too bad, because
I guess it makes sense for the script.
I think we want to do a little acting now, shall we?
Let's do it.
Yeah, if you're
right.
sickly, it'll play.
Yeah, that's true. Because, in honor of Rob Paulson being the keynote for one VO Atlanta, we have chosen to be Mutant Ninja Turtles, but not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Geriatric Mutant Ninja Turtles. We're retired. And unfortunately, one of our lots, Raphael, has passed away. We haven't read this yet, so this should be interesting. But this is Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Donatello having a conversation about something.
We haven't even
as
figured
old Ninja Turtles.
We haven't even figured out who's who.
No, I know. I was just going to ask who you want to be.
Did you share the script?
I should have sent you an email. Didn't it have an
email? Hold
have an
on.
email.
Dirk.
Oh, it's bright.
Dirk.
I see
That's
it.
okay.
Don't
Anyone
you worry.
who's been on this show knows that this always runs super smoothly.
Yeah,
we're experts here. I have it up already. We're good.
Yeah, this is called Mitch and Mike's VO expertise.
Yes. We are really good at what we do.
Let's see. Leo's the leader. Michelangelo's the playful one, and Donatello is the nerdy one.
Which one are you feeling?
We've lost our...
The rebel.
Yeah, we lost the rebel / muscle. I guess
Leonardo.
I'll be Michelangelo.
Did you say you want to be Leonardo?
Mikey's my favorite, unless actually Derek. Please choose.
There you go.
No, I'll let you be Mikey. He's my favorite too, but you called him.
Okay.
I'll be Donnie.
It's gonna be interesting making him old.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even have the voice. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be the actual voice. So here we go. All right.
They said it was pizza day, and yet somehow we've arrived at the bowl of warm, blended disappointment that smells like the ocean gave up.
Oh, it's pizza, Leo. If pizza lost the bet, got liquefied, and came back as anchovy sludged, designed to punish the elderly.
Well, nutritionally speaking, it's efficient, but psychologically it's devastating, and statistically, the anchovy frequency suggests intent.
I asked for pepperoni one time, and they treated me like I'd requested immortality in a new spine.
Quiet! Someone's coming.
April, that you? Oh, please tell me you brought real pizza and not another cup of fish trauma.
That's Carol. It's always been Carol. She has a name tag and everything.
Oh, April, why? Why do you keep doing this to us?
April, your hands are cold, but your betrayal is colder.
She's adjusting your IV. She's not April.
People change, Donnie. The journalism is a rough industry, you know.
Oh, thank you, April. Thank you for the suffering.
Goodbye, Carol. Please consider pepperoni as a concept.
So, what now? We just drink our pizza and wait for time to finish chewing?
No, we eat for Raphael.
Yeah.
We eat for Raphael.
Yes. Don't. He wouldn't have flipped his tray and gone out crunchy.
He did flip it. It came back on him. It was tragic and poetic.
Yeah, nobody goes out crunchy here. We're all kind of squishy.
Yes, we all go out blended.
Huh? I'm hearing him again.
Oh, no, please tell me it's not.
Master Splinter says, another fish.
He did?
Oh, wait.
He sure does, brother. I think I said that yesterday.
Yeah, you tell me that a lot, actually, and I refuse to honor the fish.
Oh, brother.
Tell him. We respectfully decline to do so.
I'm getting something. He's disappointed. Again.
Yeah, he always was.
Eat, Mikey, eat.
Fine. But if I taste one more anchovy, I'm naming it.
Don't name it.
Too late. This one's Harold. Harold understands me.
We are not bonding to the damn anchovies.
Harold says we should leave. Says there's crunchy pizza up there.
Now I'm listening to Harold.
We are not escaping based on fish advice, especially not blended fish.
Harold, he says Raphael would have escaped.
That's low, Harold.
Emotionally effective, though.
Guys, who's that?
Casey? That's Casey.
Yeah, he's just standing there, silent as ever.
April, you look sportier.
Casey. You want some pizza?
And he's leaving.
We missed our chance. Harold said so.
Eat the anchovy, Mikey.
For Raphael.
I'm eating Harold.
Raphael.
Raphael.
Yes. For something other than anchovies someday.
No promises.
Shut up, Harold.
What a script.
No regret in that script.
No regret. You kind of morphed into a British accent at one point there, Mitch.
I sure did.
Saw it on your face. You started to do it, and all of a sudden you went.
Yeah, I was like, immediately, I'm like, I want to do skater guy if he got old. And it did not come out that way at all.
Mikey traveled for a couple of years, picked up an accent.
Yeah, hello, how are ya? Harold.
Yeah, perfect.
There you go, governor.
It's perfect, yeah. You know, when you get old, you just are more proper.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Wow.
Well, I think this was probably our longest episode yet. So to the listeners who hung around to the end, thank you so much. We had a good time reminiscing about our time in Atlanta. Guys, good night.
Until next year.
Yeah.
I love you.
I miss
And
you.
to those whose names we didn't mention, we wanted to, but the list is too long.
Yeah, that and our memories don't work that well. So,
Phoenix.
all right. Goodbye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Mitch, awkward goodbyes. You can say something?
If you don't say goodbye, you don't get to be a spoon next year.
Whoa. I'm fighting words.
Adios. Okay, jeez.
There we go.